decisive night in the Pacific Northwest has created its way for Concacaf Champions Cup action can continue. Second leg in round number one. We are live from BC Place in Vancouver, British Columbia. For the home side, Vancouver Whitecaps look to pull off a comeback against Deportivo Saprissa. Good evening to all, wherever you may be. I'm David Gascon. Thanks for joining us here on a lovely Thursday night. Last week, the Costa Rican squad pulled off a little bit of an upset. The two teams have gotten together down in San Jose. Vancouver took an early lead in that contest. Ryan Gauld scored the first goal of that affair, but Saprissa stormed right back, equalizing through Mariano Torres before Ariel Rodriguez scored during death. He delivered the heartbreaking goal in stoppage time, and that means for Saprissa right now they have the advantage. They won that match 2-1 on home soil. They lead right now in the aggregate score. And all in all, for them here tonight, they can play to a draw any kind of way. They will advance to the second round. For the Whitecaps, they have a lot of work to do here tonight, but they can accomplish an advancement by getting things done offensively and then clamping down Saprissa on the defensive side of the ledger as well. Taking a quick look at how we got here, Vancouver started off back down in San Jose with their captain Ryan Gauld doing the damage in the 21st minute. But Saprissa did not roll over. They did not fall down. They got up quickly and showed some resolve. That's one of the more decorated clubs that are part of Concacaf Champions Cup action. They came right back, and Mariano Torres brought them back level. And it looked like the match could end in a draw. Rodriguez stepped up, delivered during stoppage time. A dramatic game-winning goal on home soil. And for Saprissa, the victory was historic. It was their first ever win against a Canadian club. Check. They did so with Vancouver, who has now gone 6 straight matches in this competition without a victory. But there's also some hope for the Whitecaps here. They've been strong at home, winning 5 of their last 8 Concacaf Champions Cup matches at BC Place. Tonight they need a victory. They also need to limit the damage for Saprissa on the offensive side of the ledger. And if they don't do that, they can't accomplish that, they'll be out. They'll be thinking about the rest of the MLS regular season as that is also underway. Taking a look at some of the key players in tonight's matchup for Vancouver, all the eyes will be on Captain Ryan Gauld, but also a look at a couple other guys that will be doing some damage as well. Brian White will be named the captain this evening. A little bit different with the offensive unit here tonight for Vancouver. A couple of changes amongst the regular starters, and Jesper Sorensen, first-year head coach with Vancouver, making those tweaks along the way. Part of it's just because it's so early in the season in MLS. He doesn't want to empty the tank for a lot of the regulars, but also on the flip side of things, he wants to see what else he has on the bench. Conversely, for Saprissa, it's all about Ariel Rodriguez. He's the dangerous man on the pitch for the road team here tonight. Not only did he score the match winner last week, but he's also Saprissa's all-time leading scorer against Canadian clubs in this competition. Meanwhile, in the middle of the pack, you're looking at a couple guys that do a lot of the heavy lifting, namely Mariano Torres. He's been pulling the strings, and goalkeeper Esteban Alvarado, who's also been fantastic in this kind of a setting. He made some crucial saves last week. We'll see if it has any kind of carryover effect here tonight. Background-wise for Vancouver, an organization that's been around for quite a while, 1974 to be exact, but they joined MLS. It feels like just the other day, but oddly enough, back in 2011. For them and what they've done in this tournament, they don't have a lot of history in terms of success. Their best finish in Concacaf Champions Cup was a semifinals appearance back in 2016-2017. The record during this tournament, 19 matches, 7 victories, 9 losses, and 3 defeats. It's the other element in all of this when you look at their body of work in 19 matches. The good is they've scored 25 goals. The bad, they've conceded 27. Conversely, on their side of things, when you look at Deportivo Saprissa, they were founded all the way back in the early 1900s. But for them, they have had success in this tournament. They've been Concacaf Champions Cup winners 3 different times, 1993, 1995, and also in 2005. And they have a boatload of experience in this kind of a setting. Through 172 matches, they have 74 W's and 52 losses. They've scored a handful of goals in those matches as well. So the offensive output is there. The history is there for them as well. And now it's about taking that next step, winning on the road pulling off an upset against a team from North America and Canada, an MLS foe. Both teams taking the pitch right now, so we're going to step aside for a brief moment. When we do come back, we'll get you the starting 11 and first touch. It's Vancouver Whitecaps, Deportivo Saprissa, first round, leg number 2, coming up next. So here we go, Deportivo Saprissa trying to knock out quickly Vancouver Whitecaps. See how this match unfolds here tonight. Got the youngins on the pitch right now with our lead officials. Both teams shaking some hands and get this thing underway as well. We'll take a look at both of these clubs, notably for Saprissa, the club from Costa Rica, a healthy amount of experience, not only on the front end and also on the back line as well. So we'll see if they can pull things off. But first off, for Vancouver, the deployment this evening for Jesper Sorensen, first-year head coach, the Whitecaps, 4-3-3 formation. Takaoka will be in net tonight. Japanese netminder will be between the sticks. And the formidable foes on the other side of things will try to make life difficult for him. But they have some firepower up front. Berhalter in the middle of the pitch. Brian White is the captain this evening. You see him in the middle of the park. Ahmed flanked out to the left-hand side. Ryan Gauld is amongst the members for Vancouver tonight, but not getting the start. You see the lead official here tonight. Adonai Escobedo, our lead official, Enrique Bustos, Leonardo Castillo, Fernando Moron. Our officials on the pitch, and also our officials handling everything behind the screen, that is. The activity of VAR tonight. Tatiana Guzman, Oscar Mejia. Seeing everything from a different kind of view, if you will. Flip side of things for Deportivo Saprissa. The deployment tonight, 5-4-1 formation. It'll be rather compelling to see how they play this match tonight. We will highlight Kendall Watson. He is a formidable guy on the back line. Watson, tall, lengthy, and also physical. And of course, Rodriguez up front will do a lot of damage if he gets some open space. For Rodriguez, 8 goals in Champions Cup history. Saprissa's top scorer during the tournament. Mariano Torres, the team captain in so many different ways. 5 goals in Champions Cup history as well. And Alvarado between the sticks. He made 4 saves in the first leg last week. Again, what they did was great. It was compelling. It was theatrical. It led to some great dramatic moments late. But does it have a carryover effect? We'll soon find out. Saprissa and the light kits here tonight. They'll be moving from left to right to open up this first half. Vancouver in the dark kits. They'll be traveling on the attack from right to left. A lot of fans rather shocked by what happened last week. But it's only one match. And for Vancouver, as this match does begin, they lost the match 2-1. You see the aggregate score up on the left-hand side next to the regular ticker. keep an eye on that, because Vancouver is the home team here tonight. While they're down in the aggregate 2-1, that one road goal is huge, because if Vancouver loses here tonight, it's one thing. But if they win this match, and they do so by a score in full time, let's say 1-0, well, the aggregate score would be 2-2, but they have a weighted goal advantage because they scored last week on the road. And we'll continue to talk about that as this night goes along. But the aggregate score is just one of the elements that decide a team advancing from one round to the next. All things shake out, we could have a ton of goals tonight. We'll soon find out. Ahmed on the left-hand side. It's one thing with the pitch conditions and the turf. Ball has a certain kind of spunk to it. Jose Giacone, the head coach, on one end for Saprissa. Sorensen on the other side of things, first-year head coach. For Vancouver, they're just beginning their pursuit at what they hope is a successful MLS run. The regular season is one thing for a club like Vancouver. They had no problems just a few days ago when they dispatched Portland. Beat them at Providence Park in Portland, Oregon by a 4-1 outcome. But coming back here tonight on the pitch, it's short rest. You're thinking about it. It's 72 hours worth of rest. Commute's not long from Portland to Vancouver, but regardless, now you're playing a different opponent, and also one that came up and bit you last week. So the activity for Vancouver is rather short. They played Deportivo Saprissa last Thursday on the 20th, and now they're right back on the horse 1 week later. Saprissa will try to counter as much as humanly possible, but we do expect Vancouver to carry the possession time pretty much throughout. Nelson, ambitious, yes, on the cross, but nobody home for him. A lot of storylines heading into tonight's contest. For Vancouver, can they break their slump? They have lost 5 of their last matches in this competition. When you turn the page to Saprissa, their big question mark is can they get a win on the road? Their last away victory in this tournament was back in 2010. Speaking of 2010, someone's looking to hit the 10th spot early on, but fine defense and a good recovery by Evek. For Vancouver, it's one element you don't want to overcommit against Saprissa. They lead the aggregate score right now 2-1, and if they can concede, if they do concede a goal early on, does Vancouver, they're going to have to overextend for quite a while. Blackman slow trotting this thing out. So Ryan Gauld not amongst the starters tonight for Vancouver. Lifted up in the air, out of play. Vancouver's got a dynamic squad. Good experience, emerging talent. Some of the notable figures for them as this night goes along defensively, but offensively, Brian White is from the United States, just 28 years of age. First corner of the contest, played near the 6. And that was Watson heading it away. White, a notable figure for MLS, can find the back of the net as good as anybody in all of North America. A little bit of a juggling act here, and talk about erring on the side of caution. Anything but for Vancouver. They're playing with fire in that sequence. Takaoka played the long way and almost surrendered that goal. It would have been a back-breaking moment, and we're just minutes into this contest. Takaoka, 28-year-old from Japan. Decent amount of experience in the J League and MLS. No Adrian Zendejas tonight. Vancouver trying to push. And immediately coming out is Alvarado. Curious to see how busy Alvarado is tonight. Laños. Just a quick touch right there. Vide. No harm to his action. Match rather silent to begin for both sides, but Saprissa trying to forge forward, looking for an area of concern. That ball immediately played away by Blackman. A fine play. Saprissa thought they had numbers running right down the middle of the pitch. No such luck. This is their first corner of the match, though. Mentioned Watson at the top of the show for Saprissa. Guess you could call him an elder statesman, but the 36-year-old going back to Vancouver. And all kinds of acknowledgments prior to first touch here tonight. Whitecaps going to forge forward. Mateo gave it up, and this resulted in a corner. So they've been on the front foot for the most part to open up this contest. Granted, we're only in the 9th minute. Early aggression. Berhalter will take this corner. Sebastian, the man from London, England. Played collegiately in the United States. Also saw some time with Columbus Crew, but now with Vancouver. Decent elevation. Getting low bridge there was Laborda. Laborda really got on his trampoline, it felt like. He got up, but that turf is unforgiving when you land on your backside. No harm, no foul for the time being. 10th minute. There's an ample amount of energy played last week between the two sides. A goal being scored in the 21st minute will do that. It's Saprissa finding the equalizer and then the game-winning goal late. Saw a similar instance yesterday. Herediano upsetting Real Salt Lake in Utah. Just goes to show you got to play the full 90. Volley it around, decent shoving. Curious to see how positionally Vancouver lines things up against Ariel Rodriguez. Bolaños with this throw-in. No score just yet. Taper down Valverde. Complete slicing of that. A brief souvenir for some of the fans in attendance. There they are. Passionate about many of things in Vancouver. One of them the Whitecaps, and of course the other on a different surface. Vancouver Canucks. Watson seeing a lot of activity up front for Saprissa. And he with the throw in, at least he was going to. Now the official said it goes to Saprissa. Alvarado, one of the veterans on this squad, trying to push forward with this offense. Watson trying to settle it down, got to the ball somehow. Takaoka gobbling it up. Good elevation from Watson. Size is one thing, but it's his agility, athleticism that's another, which will be a problem for Vancouver tonight if he finds himself into a good rhythm. Kasha says Saprissa is right now. Vancouver looking to push. Nice move coming in. Hard charging those Alvarado against Ahmed. Esteban had a great beat on it. Was not going to be cheated on that attempt. Credit to Ahmed staying onside, and good anticipation, but Alvarado even better. Match stays scoreless for now. Berhalter playing this thing a bit too long. It's the difficult part when playing on this pitch. His conditions a little bit different. Alvarado. Fine play by the keeper. Watson, good play, just having it for a moment. Rodriguez being marked by two. Nelson giving the business as much as he could to Mora. Match ends in a scoreless draw. I know that we're a long way from that. Saprissa would advance based on aggregate. Vancouver wins here tonight by a 1-0 outcome. They have the advantage with the road goals being scored. And they will move along. Theoretically speaking, as Saprissa and Vancouver play to a 2-1 outcome, meaning that Vancouver wins the match 2-1, then we would head to some extra time, potentially PKs. the second leg of 2. Winner of this match, depending on the aggregate score, be going on to the second round. The Concacaf Champions Cup, one of the oldest continental club tournaments in the world. Brief moment there for Rodriguez being offside. It was rebranded a couple times back in 2008 as the Champions League, and that brought apart the group stage and then the knockout format. And last year, turning it back to the original name, Concacaf Champions Cup. The luxury in all that is the tournament expanded. 27 teams. First round and around the 16 quarterfinals and semis and then the final. Most successful clubs that have participated in this tournament have been from Mexico. Club America, 7 titles. Cruz Azul with 6. Monterrey with 5. Saprissa in 4th position. They have 3. MLS has not really had success when it comes to this tournament. Seattle Sounders and LAFC have reached the final in back-to-back years, 2022, 2023. Match tonight been played at a different kind of pace than we anticipated, at least for Vancouver. Yes, they're on ball, playing with possession, but looking to unlock the defense of Saprissa. Playing with 5 back. That's exactly what we'll see from Saprissa on the run, though. Trying to maneuver as they can in this kind of an environment. Anderson and company trying to push down the middle of the pitch. It's one element in tonight's match that you have to be aware of from Vancouver. Can and will the frustration build up? Going against the Saprissa squad that's going to pack things in, and they will play a conservative brand and make sure they're not beat on anything cheap. Bit of miscommunication. Mentioned the lack of success for MLS clubs in this tournament. In a few notable matches throughout, though. Toronto FC and Chivas Guadalajara. 4-4 tie that was decided in aggregate. Chivas won on penalties back in 2018. Seattle Sounders defeating Pumas 5-2 on the aggregate. It's the first time that an MLS club was able to win the tournament under the current format since 2008. This one played through, but knocked away. Fans, as you imagine, looking for something to celebrate early on. Decent move, at least Ahmed. I'll wait for that ball to settle down. It goes right back to Vancouver. Haven't seen really a touch yet from Rodriguez, at least offensively. Get a chance to review and look at the top goal scorers in Concacaf Champions Cup history. Rodriguez is up there. All-time Salvador Reyes in Club America. 21 goals. Rodriguez has 12. Weak side. Good penetration by Jaden Nelson, but no payoff yet. Vancouver has not done a lot of probing in this match. Near the 6. 6 inside the 18 for Vancouver. A one hopper, not the best delivery. Vancouver going to hold possession though. Nelson. Nice move by Nelson out wide. Back post looking for delivery. A slight push off there. No whistle, no call. We play on. I'd be curious if a goal was scored there. If Hernan Escobedo, our lead official, would have allowed it to count. Harsh foul delivered. Nelson not happy about it. Rodriguez on the other end voicing some displeasure as well. Yep, elbow up all the way. Valverde really give much of an argument against. Pretty decent look. Oh, the header just missing on the elevation, but a good look. That tried to climb the ladder, could not get to it. Pretty good setup there in the 24th minute. So the one team of the two that's been dangerous or at least threatening in different moments has been Vancouver. For Saprissa, haven't done a whole lot with the ball when they've gained possession. Takaoka hasn't been challenged yet. Or pass intercepted. Saprissa trying to build things up. Takaoka quickly working with it. That's one thing, at least Saprissa pressuring the ball. More so at least when they're in the attacking third. But a giveaway here for Vancouver. This could result in a yellow card. And that'll be our first of the night. Exactly the case. Escobedo pulls it out. Early booking here. Guzman and company. Not really voicing the displeasure, but one that would stop an offensive attack. Clearly flagrant. Guzman in the book. Everybody being marked right now for Vancouver. No real space either. Ahmed up front on the left-hand side. And Akubi there as well. Quick touch from Blackman. Tristan surveying. Ahmed. Just too much traffic right now for Vancouver. Trying to be somewhat creative. That header with some pretty good steam on it from White. Trying to pick a corner. Valiant effort. And it's all for naught. Probably going to be the mode of trying to unlock this defense of Saprissa for Vancouver tonight. Unable to play direct, they'll have to play out wide. But continue to ask questions. Match is the only one tonight for Concacaf Champions Cup. Had 3 matches on Wednesday evening. A couple shocking outcomes. Tonight, no real surprise yet. But the night is young, though. Ahmed. Berhalter had some speed building up. Ahmed cut off, though. Watson. Somehow able to hold possession. No illegal touch. Not sure why, at least with Torres thinking that. It completely stopped play. White was open, available on the left-hand side, penetrating for a minute. Nelson trying to circumvent the defense. Saprissa wins here tonight and moves to the second round. The match stays as is in this score. And the deployment here tonight with their formation suggests they're not going to take too many chances unless Vancouver scores the match's first goal. It's weakly played. Laborda. Almost end result was a turnover and a goal. It's the second time it's happened tonight. And Akubi. Nice flash. Laborda. Crossing attempt. This one sailing wide and over the crossbar. It was intended for Ahmed, but a bit too long. Vancouver, when it first qualified for the Champions Cup back in 2015, 2016. Went to the semifinals a year later. Had a good run a few years ago in 2023. They advanced to the quarterfinals, but they were dropped by LAFC. Ahmed trying to draw a foul. This matchup between Vancouver and Saprissa, first ever meeting between the two sides. You look at Saprissa for what they have done historically. One of the most decorated clubs in Costa Rica. Undecorated, well, 40 domestic titles. Luxury for them. They have a familiar face in Watson. Ahmed, nice move. Ahmed trying to finish with his left. He could not complete it. And Escobar and Alvarado, they're all getting together. Alvarado down right now in some agony. Escobedo looking on our lead official. Good move by Ahmed. And for Alvarado, hitting a place will not feel comfortable for many. Escobedo came looking on to see that the keeper is okay, and now he is back to his feet. Pretty good move, but Nelson be called for it. Match has been relatively clean in terms of aggression. Couple touch fouls, yes. Guzman with a yellow card for Saprissa, but all in all, it's been fine. Quick touch and found a seam wide open on the right hand side. Open net, Ahmed. I don't know how he could not finish. Adekubi had an open lane to pull the trigger. Played a little too unselfish, and for Ahmed, that's now twice in a matter of seconds. And a look from his head coach says it all. Adekubi was onside. Check it over on the right wing. Two different players, one of them being notable in Ahmed, but White was left all alone, and it's about as inexcusable as one can be in Ahmed, and rather lonely right now what he's doing and where he's at. Berhalter on the touch, Beck as well. Everything has been in the attacking third for the most part. When looking at Vancouver, for Saprissa, it feels like they're just trying to stay alive. Ahmed out wide against the end line. No real estate to maneuver. Interesting touch all the way back, and Alvarado quickly removes this and tries to switch the pitch. It goes right back to Vancouver. So nothing has been good yet for Saprissa. Everything for Vancouver has been the positive category, except for the finish in white. Nelson, quick touch, White, give it right back. What does it all mean? Nelson. Berhalter, Ahmed, White, all trying to penetrate and find a crease in the back line of Saprissa. Kubi, no elevation, skirting around. White trying to spin and fire. Ahmed, third crack at it, no. Now Saprissa living dangerously right now. A ball that had just too much run to it, and no chance. Kubi, and a harmless turnover for Vancouver. Vancouver not looking to be snake bit 2 weeks in a row by Saprissa. Having the advantage and then getting beat late. I want that outcome here tonight. Feels like an inevitable moment, though, that they will take a lead. Stranger things have happened. Patient. Saprissa has certainly been in this setting before. One element, though, inability to pull off victories on the road. The way they played this match, though, against Vancouver is more about trying to find one counter moment. Hasn't really been provided just yet. Decent lane. Rodriguez and company able to intercept. A miss hit. Bad play here. Vancouver with the advantage until they didn't have it. Ahmed has had numerous opportunities tonight, looking for another window. Blackman back post again, looking for Nelson, who had a beat on it, but he was cut off. Brisa. Nelson doing one thing, thinking of another, and a touch foul being called. Our lead official, Rene Escobedo, says send it right back to Saprissa. Berhalter not happy with it. Regardless, a prime spot to have a call go against. And Guzman went down a little quick, but he knows his environment. Into the 41st minute. End of this opening half, we'll have stats, we'll have some highlights. A potential quick recap. Nelson voicing his displeasure. Far set official. Fans a bit agitated for good reason. So a pretty good wipe out there from Rodriguez. It wasn't like he was hiding the right elbow, was it? A handful of colorful words that could be used in the sidelines. Nothing that we can repeat. And we play on. Takaoka living dangerously. Shots right now favoring the home side, 4-1. Possession in real time, 70% to 30 for Vancouver. It was not this lopsided last week. Poor miscommunication again. Alvarado gotta just settle things down. The aggregate score makes this a little bit harder for Vancouver to digest, considering they lost last week on the road 2-1. They can score a goal and have the lead no matter what time it is. They can flip the script on Saprissa, who's playing a lot more conservative than we thought they would be. Halter, top of the box, removed. To Saprissa's credit, they're not chasing, so they're not expanding too much and utilizing a great deal of energy while defending. Played across again. Watson. Someone losing a kick is Watson. How often do you see that? Watson, you see him in frustration slamming down his cleat. That kind of a night so far for not only him but the rest of Saprissa. He's been quiet. '45th minute. We'll keep an eye on our fourth official for any kind of added time. Ahmed taken down, taken out. Got a free kick in a dangerous spot here for Vancouver. Foul that did not need to be made by Anderson, and Eduardo relatively quiet. One minute of added time. Just enough, at least for Vancouver. Boring a bad ricochet and a quick turnover. Saprissa won't have any cracks at the opposing target. Berhalter. Atakubi, it'll be Berhalter, drives that into the wall. That's the result in a corner kick. As soon as I say that, will not be the case. Corner kick not coming. Rather puzzling for one. Adana Escobedo, our lead official, saying that'll be the end of the first half. Wow. A quality scoring opportunity set up, and we didn't even reach a full minute of added time. Go figure. First half in the books from BC Place in Vancouver, British Columbia. This match right now between Saprissa and Vancouver Whitecaps is scoreless. End of the first half, the numbers between Vancouver and Deportivo Saprissa. Vancouver Whitecaps with the advantage right now in shots. Shots on target, just the one for Vancouver. All in all, pretty decent first half in terms of physicality. But you see the possession time, 73% to 27. It has been one-sided traffic throughout. The one difference, though, for Vancouver, no finish to their game yet. So the first half, more of a redemption tour for Vancouver after being upset last week by Saprissa, who would have the early advantage. Saprissa didn't have a lot of moments with possession, but a couple different touches, one of them from Kendall Watson, a former member of Vancouver Whitecaps. So on the push here on the right-hand side, Ahmed came in, and you had the goalkeeper and Esteban Alvarado coming out. Good challenge for him, for Alvarado, who was busy in the first half with a lot of traffic coming his way. Match continued to stay scoreless, but more of a barometer in the first half was what Ahmed was going to do with the ball and how he was going to be defended. Nelson out wide on one angle. Berhalter down the middle of the pitch, trying to counter Nelson, who was taken out for the time being. Guzman was busy. Berhalter had some pretty good service in a couple different angles. That attempt a little bit off the mark, but for Vancouver, trying to keep their foot on the gas. White, the captain here tonight, trying to elevate on that header, just missing the mark. This is probably one of the better moments of the first half. Ahmed, you see him at the bottom of the screen with a good first step. Had a decent angle out wide to his left. Couldn't get the shot on target. Missed that wide. Match stays scoreless here in this first half. For Ahmed, he had numerous opportunities towards target through the first 45. We saw one just seconds ago. How about this one? Atakubi out wide to the left. Somehow found the lane to Ahmed, and Ahmed just couldn't put it in. Ahmed nowhere to escape. Looking up by that scoreboard, I imagine a replay or two coming his way. And then just before the end of the first half, he was taken out. Drive from Berhalter was driven into the wall. Oddly enough, no corner kick was delivered as this occurred during stoppage time. This match right now, scoreless through 45. second half is about to begin. Vancouver and Saprissa. Second leg of 2 for the opening round. This match right now is scoreless, but for Saprissa, they're perfectly fine in this kind of a setting. Aggregate scores in their favor. They won last week at home 2-1 over Vancouver in comeback dramatic fashion. And so for Vancouver, in order to advance to the second round, they have to at least score 1 goal. Preferably 2, conceding 1 goal, or more than likely doom their run at any kind of deep impact in this Concacaf Champions Cup. And so for Vancouver, scoring and stopping, scoring and stopping. I mean, they did a whole lot of good things in the opening half. You look at their shot selection, it was decent, but the possession time for them was pretty much out of this world. 73% to 27. But it's all about how you capitalize on your opportunities, or if you capitalize on those set opportunities. No changes from either side as we begin this second half. So the big question is, how much more can Vancouver do and push into the attacking third against Saprissa? Forceful as they were in the first half, they did not overextend. They were somewhat creative. The question is, who can finish? Saprissa, on the other hand, they lived through some dangerous moments in the first half. Played through nicely, and there's your first marker of the match, and it begins in the second half. A slow playing developed. Brian Watt, the captain tonight, he delivers. It's 1-0 Vancouver. Carbon copy of the first half. The only difference is the captain is able to take advantage of perfect placement. Great ball near the 6. And for Nelson, they tried this on many of occasions. White's not going to miss from there. Alvarado, no chance on it. 1-0 for the home side. That was a great ball through. You see Fidel Escobar near the goal line for Saprissa. He tried his best to mark White, but to no avail. White on the board. 47th minute. Vancouver 1, Saprissa 0. But now this thing is tilted in favor of Vancouver, because although the aggregate score sits right now at 2-2, Vancouver has scored on the road. Saprissa has not. This one looping in. Takaoka, who was not challenged in the first half, I imagine he will be challenged now. Saprissa playing themselves into a shell for the first 45 minutes. Try to duplicate that same effort, and they were stung. Credit to Nelson, taking his time serving that up for White. Guzman. So a goal scored by Brian White. Man from Flemington, New Jersey. just recently celebrated a birthday back on February the 3rd. White in his time with Vancouver, he's had quite the reputation for scoring. Started with Vancouver back in 2021. Prior to that with New York Red Bulls. He's had a solid career though. Look back at what he's done recently. Certainly a good buildup. And Vancouver only hoping he can duplicate his offensive output the last couple of years. Last year in 30 matches, scored 15 goals. The year prior in 2023, scored 15 in 32 matches. The big drop off was a couple of years ago. You think about this and this productivity. Scored 4 goals in 26 matches with Vancouver in 2022. His first year with the organization, he scored 12. So you're just about guaranteed to get double digits from Mr. White. Saprissa no longer in a shell. All in all for Brian, his 104th career goal across all competitions and seasons. So White in the 47th minute. Nelson with the assist. And Vancouver now sitting in a comfortable position, leading 1-0. The aggregate score in their favor because of the weighted goals. Weighted for what they did on the road, despite the fact that they lost last week 2-1. If the score stays as is, 1-0, Vancouver moves along. White wants more of it, looking for a brace, played through. Dangerous as it is, Alvarado and company escape for the time being. White with a nice spin move against Escobar, but unfortunate for him, nobody able to tap it in. First corner of this second half for Vancouver. Berhalter will take it. Low line drive. Watson, former Whitecap himself, do a whole lot with it. Ahmed, who had a up and down first 45. Clearly going off Saprissa. Gide. Searching again. Nelson out wide, a good drive from just outside from Briso, missing the mark. Briso got a lot into that. Left all alone. See the open window for him to pull the trigger, just couldn't find a slot good enough to put it on target and score. See the change in shape for Saprissa. Starting this match with 5 back. And now they're going to have to open things up a bit. Misstep by Guzman, near turnover. Watson. Asking for delivery. Watson tried to make a move and could not. Decent approach there by Valverde out wide. Takaoka jump starting the offense. Nelson full head of steam. Nelson out wide. White down the middle of the pitch. Ahmed played through again for White. Mad scramble for it for a minute. Alvarado lost an edge. He's back up to his toes. Good, eh? Too much on it. Vancouver played with a great deal of confidence in the first half. It's certainly carried over here in the second half. A little fancy step being made. Nelson couldn't keep it with White there in pursuit. White again. Nelson. Good stutter. Lining up Berhalter on the left wing. Ahmed pulls the trigger and just missed. Quick touches from Vancouver. Everyone getting into the act, and Ahmed hooking it wide left. For Vancouver, win here tonight. They'll move on to the second round. Vancouver wins this match, and they move on to the second round. Look at, see if Monterrey. Everyone else is set. MLS looking to avoid another upset. They're in pole position right now in this contest. For Saprissa, they've done anything but ask questions of the back line of Vancouver. Nelson had it and lost it. Saprissa trying to extend now. Torres, who's been neutralized. Sharp pass, but played into a rather congested area. Having a ball that will never come down until it finally does. Looks like we'll have a couple of changes here. And this will be on one side for Saprissa. Can't afford to keep the match staying as is. A little bit of backspin on it for Watson. He couldn't play. Saprissa was there. Quickly out. Concacaf. Changes will be coming for Saprissa. Common foul there. One booking so far in this contest. Speaking of changes that are now underway. Trio at that. Gerson Torres, Tyler Vega, both entering the fray. Rodriguez's night is over with. The question is, will the changes mean anything? Vancouver not happy with it. Varsity official now with the flag up. Got a couple changes now brewing for Vancouver as well. So each team going to their respective benches. Quick counter here on that 63rd minute. What does it all mean? White had a step with the right hand side that feed across to him. Could not materialize. And Gondo going to enter the fray. Gondo previously spending time in the USL Championship, now making his way to MLS. Ryan Gauld also entering. All the way back, softly played through. Concacaf still really hasn't faced any kind of major traffic yet. Good credit to Vancouver, but considering the fact they have dominated the possession category, Concacaf probably his own worst enemy if he concedes anything here tonight. quick on the restart. So the changes for Vancouver. Ngondo coming in. Ahmed now swinging from left to right side of the pitch across. Some elevation on it. White couldn't pull vote. Oh. Playing out exactly how Vancouver envisioned. It's one thing to have an advantage early for Vancouver, but now being in the second half with the lead instead, completely different. Sharp angle, ball played across. Watson, the header coming back. Takaoka, his first sense of busyness unfolds there. Tons of players for Vancouver thinking at least Guzman was offside. Not the case. First set official with no flag up. And again on a one hopper, and that left-hand side with Gauld trekking down the middle of the pitch. Just never got his way. But at least with Vancouver and where they're at now, bringing Gauld into the affair, trying to build on this lead. Saprissa on the other side of things. Just question is, do they have enough horsepower to provide any kind of resistance? Pretty good move at the top of the box. Rather weak shot though from Bolaños. Bolaños seldom active in the first half, at least with his touches. Across, looking for Watson, somehow land on the left. That shot just shaking wide left. Takaoka looking on. Cunha a bit frustrated with the end result. It's the delicate part here for Vancouver. You cannot concede a goal. A clean sheet would be mandatory to advance tonight for Vancouver now that they've scored. Other than that, they need a second or third goal. We'll keep an eye on the sidelines for each of these teams. Now you can see just the hesitation for Saprissa, thinking about bringing things up and then giving it back. Touched across. Laborda. Ahmed. Should have his name in the scoring column, at least at some point here tonight. And now all the way back, Takaoka. Berhalter, crafty spin. Laborda now. Quick chip, Ahmed. Has Gauld on the left side. Ahmed. Bide. Back post, looking for the cross. Gold. It's a little too high for him to elevate on. Quick touch, but Ahmed peeled back. Vancouver still doing anything and everything that they want in this contest. Have scored. Have the advantage. Dominating in possession. Last match of this first round. Shots right now 7 of 4 in favor of Vancouver. Possession time 64% to 36 in favor of Vancouver. No call going to be blown there. Saprissa asking for it. Ahmed lost it for a moment. Goes right back though to the home side. Laños a bit frustrated with it. A 50-50 ball, and I don't think Berhalter was going to be called for that infraction anywhere on the pitch, let alone inside his 18-yard box. Ahmed. Ngondo. And from Cameroon. Gauld. Spirited. White. Oh, it goes off the bar. Just missing the difference maker in this one for Vancouver. Quick and decisive. Gauld. White. Iron unkind. Outside the bar, but you can see the decision making for Vancouver, at least with their prolific playmakers. There's no thought. It is instinctive. Couple more changes coming. This will be for Vancouver. Not that the effort last week was bad, but they didn't capture a W. Takaoka well out. Tip of the cap to Vancouver, despite the fact that they lost on a long road trip, going from Vancouver and Costa Rica. They responded in kind against Portland. Now they're right back on the saddle, handling business against a team probably felt like they should have beat a few days ago. White, low, looking for Gauld again, who had a step. Ball went one way, Gauld went the other. couple changes down coming up. Changes will continue for Vancouver. Trying to solidify this contest. Kubas coming into the affair. Ocampo as well. Whitecaps making these changes as we get deeper into the night. Vancouver feels like they're on their way. Clinically, they've been fantastic. Not watching the match, just reading the box score for Vancouver. Their passing accuracy is at 90 right now. 90% accuracy on the balls that they have played through and across and around. Pretty remarkable, especially with the activity that they've had. Keep in mind with that possession category being at 64%. Layered through to the back post. They grab some woodwork. Wow. Torres with an unassuming shot, or at least a direct towards target. Takaoka, I don't know if he was caught off guard or missed that ball through a screen. That's rather alarming. '77th minute. Look at this again. Ball is, I would imagine, Torres is probably trying to play that to the back post. Bolaños. I mean, not as accurate as he intended, but fortunate enough for Takaoka, he wasn't even more accurate. Now, take a look at this. Now, the header was missed by Guzman, but you had two players there for Saprissa that was bearing down the middle of the pitch. Guzman center stage of the net. Bolaños, though, on the back post. Dangerous either way. Speaking of dangerous, how about this with White? White being taken around. Near set official, the flag up. Definitely a different picture, though, as we look back at that delivery from Torres. Right side, here comes trouble again with White and Gold. White to goal! Oh, he could not complete it. The unselfish nature at times leads to a mistake that come back to haunt people. And in this instance for Vancouver, White and Gall did the right things. But they might not have been the best. White clearly could have taken a shot. Vancouver. Looking serve right now is it's getting rather late for Saprissa. Vancouver leading 1-0. Match tie with the aggregate score at 2-2. Vancouver, though, has the weighted advantage, scoring a goal on the road. The border. Vancouver trying to put this game to ease. Insurance marker would certainly do that. Nganda, Ahmed, two playing a little cat and mouse. The defense of Saprissa. White down the middle. Ahmed, oof. Bad misstep with that ball. And you almost get caught in no man's land with your step and touch. Lead to a rolled ankle. Fortunate enough for him, he's okay. Veslanovic going to come into the contest. Veslanovic coming into the affair, man from Serbia. The changes still continue for Vancouver Whitecaps. It does feel like anyone that's been playing here tonight has done everything right. Haven't seen maybe what 3 or 4 turnovers from Vancouver. Pretty cheeky move there. Alaños. And a rare corner for Saprissa. Conclusion of this match, we'll have full-time highlights, full-time stats. And we'll try to secure a couple interviews. Players, coaches, all the alike. Torres here in the corner. Pretty good ball into a dangerous spot. That header badly displayed. And the opportunities for Saprissa being so rare tonight. Asking for more, but getting less. Ahmed. Ngando wanted to get it back, didn't complete his run. It's a lazy ball that was played through by Cubas. Quick chip, and now we have a dead sprint on the left-hand side. No numbers though for Saprissa. Anderson being held off just a little bit. Torres here. Previous delivery was pretty sharp. That one goes ringing off the crossbar. Second look at it, goes up and away. Oh my, it's the best look of the night for Saprissa, and they missed by a whisker. Torres with an accurate ball. And the look says it all. There's young Gone. Watson and company ever so close from getting this game bottled up at 1-1. White, the difference maker, to open up the second half in the 47th minute. Nelson with the assist. As we're sitting down the 86th minute. Steering away Bolaños to the box. And a crack at it, and Gondo the first block. Watson trying to toy. Vancouver escaping for the time being. Bolaños trying to penetrate, and Gondo quick closing of the gap. Another corner though for Saprissa. Last two chances for Saprissa on these corners have been excellent. Our lead official, Nadana Escobedo, cleaning up house. Match has become a lot more exciting in the last 15 minutes. Ooh, a header, that one sprinkled wide. Well, for Torres delivering on that left side for the corners, he has been on the mark. And these moments for Saprissa have been threatening. Acuna there. Tapped and volleyed around. Second half is played really identical to the first half in terms of activity. In the first half we had a minute of stoppage time. Takaoka pointing quickly. Aboard here. All the way back to his keeper. White and Gold up front. Love to put a little icing on top. Campo asking for it back, and now he jams on the brakes. Pretty good delivery to him there. Gets hauled down, and we're going to have a free kick in a dangerous spot for Vancouver. And Dona Escobedo compelled to call this. Another change as Sinclair comes in for Acuna. See how this ball's placed. Driven on net, that grabs more woodwork. Oh, the rebound, that one's capitalized. This game's over. Blair White with the brace. It's 2-0 Vancouver. The activity's been profound tonight for Vancouver. On the free kick, Alvarado almost acting like a fish out of water. Getting beat there on the short side was one thing, but the ball coming ricocheting out in a perfect spot for White, and he's not going to miss from there. Not 9 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10, he's scoring it. 4 minutes of stoppage time. The aggregate score now being in favor of Vancouver by 3-2. But even if they concede a goal right now, you're saying, well, game's over. Not so much. Saprissa, with the way they played tonight, that's the sentiment that we have. This game is over. But if for some mishap from Vancouver's side they concede a goal, this thing would head to extra time. Vancouver has been the better team tonight, and they have dominated for large chunks. 80–90% has been in favor of Vancouver. There have been sequences in this second half where Saprissa has had moments on corners anyway. Quick touch just outside, and Ahmed got away with one there. No real foul there. Impressive performance tonight by Vancouver. They were patient and active at the same time. Gondo trying to go 1-on-3. Final seconds of this match for a team in Vancouver that broke down late last week. Avoiding that here tonight. And offensively, they got themselves more comfortable by staying on the front foot all night long against Saprissa. Saprissa's long road woes continue. Into the box, clear space for a brief minute, just out and cleared. Ngondo has it. Lead official Adana Escobedo. A look at his watch. One final push for Vancouver. And that will be that. Impressive, none to say the least, for Brian White. Man of the match by far. He had a couple good moments in the first half. Second half, though, putting away a brace. And that'll do it. So Vancouver comes back home to feel much better about themselves, and they get right in the goal-scoring ledger and pull away. Final score here tonight from BC Place in Vancouver, British Columbia. Vancouver Whitecaps from MLS. They win it 2-0 over Deportivo Saprissa. 2-0. They also advance on the aggregate score. 3-2 is the outcome. Stats, highlights, and a whole lot more coming up next.
It was going to be a tough game. We knew we had to come in and play our game and really bring it to them and score some goals. So happy that we were able to do that and move on to the next round.
Always strikers, you always want to be able to score the goals. How does it feel to get 2 big ones tonight?
It feels good. Like I said, the most important thing was that we found the goals and move on to the next round, and we were able to do that. So yeah, we move on to the next round, and right now we just look forward to Sunday.
How does it be to be back at BC Place, be back in front of these fans, and make sure they get sent home with a win?
It's good. Obviously, I think we spoke about last year. We weren't as good as we wanted to be at home, so to come out for the first game and get shut out and a win is huge for us. And hopefully, we can continue that momentum.
Obviously, a big test now against a region giant in CF Monterrey. How are you looking forward to that tie?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough test. Obviously, going down there is always a challenge. So, yeah, it's going to be prepared. Going to be a good test, and I think everyone's looking forward to it.
Awesome. Congrats, Brian.
Kendall, un encuentro difícil, se le salió de las manos a Saprissa y lastimosamente no logran la clasificación. ¿Su parecer de este encuentro?
Sí, desgraciadamente no pudimos mantener la ventaja que teníamos. El segundo tiempo tratamos de proponer y nos llega un gol tempranero que obviamente ya desajusta lo que teníamos pensado, pero no pudimos aprovechar también las opciones que tuvimos de cara al gol de ellos, entonces lastimosamente no pudimos avanzar.
¿Cuán complicado es esto para el Deportivo Saprissa en la situación que vive actualmente?
Sí, estamos debiendo en esta competencia porque queríamos avanzar, queríamos dejar a un lado lo que tanto se ha hablado y desgraciadamente no vuelve a pasar, entonces ojalá que en el futuro podamos pasar.
Cambiar de página ahora, seguir y pensar en la próxima competencia para la Concacaf.
Sí, esto es de levantarse y seguir. Uno entiende la molestia, obviamente nosotros estamos muy dolidos, sumamente molestos por no avanzar y lograr lo que queríamos porque habíamos hecho un gran encuentro allá en casa y aquí no pudimos combinarlo.
A pesar de eso, ¿qué se lleva Kendall con todo ese cariño mostrado por el Vancouver Whitecaps?
Sí, pues es algo pues en esa parte muy agradecido con toda la afición de acá, que siempre me tienen gran cariño, y es lindo cuando uno deja una huella en el extranjero, ¿verdad? Gracias.
Final numbers in this contest: Vancouver walks away with a victory, 2-0 the outcome. Shots 11-10, but for Saprissa, woke up way too late. One shot on target, but 3-1 the outcome there. Fouls just about even, but possession 62% to 38. Just not enough for the team traveling from Costa Rica. As far as highlights go in this contest, rather curious to see how things would unfold for Vancouver to start the match against the Saprissa team that tried to pack it in. And for Vancouver, they were on the front foot all night long. Ahmed had countless opportunities in the first half to score. Some pretty good touches and delivery coming his way. One side of the pitch, though, Alvarado keeping things at bay. Talking about this sequence. Kubi playing it across, intended for White. Was right onto the foot of Ahmed. Shanks the shot. Still scoreless. Ahmed taken out just before the end of the first half outside the 18-yard box. Set up this free kick from Barhalter, but it was blocked on the way through. Second half begins, and how about this sequence? Nelson surveying, taking his time, finding White. Ryan White on the board. 47th minute, just beginning the second half. When things were comfortable for Saprissa, they turned from not so comfortable into a nightmare to begin this second half. 1-0 for the home side. Second half, though, late in the contest, shot that came from Torres, and the corners came. Kendall Watson, his header off the crossbar, grabbed it flush, and that was the frustrating part of this match for Saprissa. Moments after that, on a free kick just outside the 18, shot hit the goalpost, and all of a sudden White on the doorstep. His brace seals the deal for Vancouver, and they win this thing 2-0. They move along to the round of 16. Win in aggregate 3-2 is the final. I'll wrap things up from BC Place in Vancouver, British Columbia. Hometown faithful are happy with the end result. The ones that traveled from Costa Rica, not so much. Final score again in this one from BC Place. Vancouver Whitecaps advance to the second round. They defeat Deportivo Saprissa 2-0 in the game. 3-2 in the aggregate score. This is David Gascon saying so long. Hope you enjoy this one. Concacaf Champions Cup continues, and we'll be back for round number 2. Have a good week, everyone. So long.
Second half.